Teaching is more than what meets the eye. It's not just delivering lessons, accepting so many homework assignments, or standardized testing. Teaching is an all-around learning experience in which even the teachers are enlightened on different subjects every single day that come from more than just a textbook. My name is Angelina Diet, and I'm a junior at Florida Gulf Coast University. I have a major in elementary education, and I someday hope to have my own third grade classroom. Something that has really connected me to teaching is that I've always understood that teaching is, in fact, a very noble profession, a well-respected one. My grandfather was a teacher of United States history, American government, economics, and many other subjects for 55 years. He was in charge of extracurriculars, the head coach of the football team, and was honored into the Glen Rock Hall of Fame, his hometown, with which he received the naming of the high school football field after his own name. My mother was also a teacher in early childhood and would later teach special education for almost 11 years. Many of my other relatives have also been incredibly honorable teachers, and I would be more than honored myself to continue my family's love of teaching. While I was still in elementary school, my mother and I were not in the position to afford most necessities, let alone the glamorous things like new clothes for school. It was the acknowledgement, care, and support on several of my teachers' behalfs that led to me having proper fitting clothes for the winter, from Macy's no less. This has proved to me that they had very much cared about my situation, and I respected them so much more for caring so much. It has always been my teachers who have been there for me through troubling times at home to the difficult times in the classroom, whether it were peer-related issues or even the lessons. My teachers had my back. I want to be a teacher because my class can act as a student's biggest support system, their number one fan, their mentor, and even their friend. Maybe a student is struggling at home with little support from friends and family especially. I want my students to know that they still have someone believing in them. I also hope to provide my students with a classroom environment in which they will feel comfortable enough to learn in and use to build strong relationships with their peers, as well as myself. Teachers have been having the beautiful opportunity to structure and shape the minds of the future generation with some of the most beautiful lessons that can be found with and without what comes from the books. The qualities of an effective teacher have been described by educational expert Harry Wong as 1. Having positive expectations for their students and their success, always. 2. Planning ahead and designing lessons for mastery. 3. Excelling in classroom management. I plan to incorporate these qualities by coming into work with a positive and enthusiastic attitude, even on the bad days, because making my students' time with me productive and successful will be my goal for every single class day, no matter the circumstance. Lev Vygotsky's theory of constructivism will be most beneficial in guiding my practice because students will be able to use their knowledge and experiences prior to entering the school year to guide their own learning and understanding of certain topics. I dream of my first future classroom and the type of environment I envision for my students. My classroom will have a set of class rules known as our classroom constitution, which is our own set of rules that I will develop with my students on the first day of school. I see a large class calendar to display assignments and such so students can stay up to date on what's upcoming. Lastly, I see a big, colorful personality wall in which students can display drawings, photos, etc. to provide an idea of their interests and characteristics. Students can use this wall to get to know more about their peers and myself in order to create a comfortable and friendly sense in our classroom. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my classroom philosophy. I hope that I was able to provide with you some tips and tricks to keep in mind. Also, to remind you, while it may seem that some days won't be the best, keep in mind of your philosophy to keep going. Thank you.